and give the contradiction. If you want to deliver it in a P and not P, go ahead and deliver it.
Still talking.
I'll say whatever I like. Just go ahead.
That was rhetorical.
We're not going to. So I'm going to tell you right now that you made a dumb fucking point, and you say, "Oh, what's the information that indicates this?"
Malik, guy, just stop trying to get rhetorical and provide the
contradiction. I'm responding to your point, and you're so
guys, is he dodging?
What is he talking about?
Anyways.
Oh, really?
Just go ahead.
So you want to play this game, Hyde? Okay. Hyde, I'm going to come for your mind right at this point.
That was cool.
What are you talking about?
I'm tapped in right now.
Whoa, what the hell?
He wants to be rhetorical. He wants to be a rhetorical King Kong of the beast, or whatever you want to call it, right? Just watch this. Hyde, lock it. Just lock it.
I'm very locked in. Just
coming for you right now. So,
what the hell?
Oh, look at Hyde. He's being so robotic right now.
Bro, you're talking. Take turn speaking,
right,
man. Take turn speaking.
So I'm gonna just mute the voice call. Okay, is that fine, guys? Because the guys just don't have this sort of like control. I'm debating some.
I don't care. We can vary.
Oh, you want to mic up when someone is debating me to basically justify you ducking previously? Yeah, shut the fuck up.
No,
Damn. Get his ass.
Yeah, you were not talking about debating when you could have mic'd up when I was not debating someone else. When I was debating someone else, now you're micing up to say let's debate me right now to make it seem as if you're not ducking me. Yeah, that's not gonna work, retard. That's not gonna work, retard. That's not gonna work, retard. You conveniently waited until I'm debating someone else to tell me to debate you because you know for a fact I was not debating you right now, knowing that I'm debating someone else. But guess what, retard? This rhetorical tactic is not going to convince anyone that you're not ducking me before the conversation, retard. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to continue the debate I was having with Hyde, and then after I'm done bullying Hyde, I can bully you afterwards, retard. So I called you out. I told you specifically. I told you specifically. I told you specifically to debate me. You ran away on numerous occasions. What are you talking about, dude?
Let's just stop stalling.
I'm going to finish up the conversation with Hyde after I'm done pissing.
Oh man,
yeah, Hyde. Hyde, I want you to stomp on this guy's head. I want you to stomp on his head.
Okay, nobody asked for your background ass, bro. Shut the fuck, let us
do it, man. Anyway, Apollo, listen, do you have the contradiction or not, man? Malik, guy, where's the contradiction?
Did you just call this nigga Malik?
Yeah.
Ooh, is Apollo ducking? Damn. Damn.
Whenever he comes back.
Damn.
Look, in my opinion, I think Hyde's slamming right now, but I think Hyde's slamming Apollo.
Right.
Contradiction.
Do you get like on the rhetorical Mobius chair right now to speed blitz me? Is he running through all temporal moments in time?
He's trying to see first.
You're what the fuck is that? Yeah, it seems like your sheer
I don't know why secrets
just gave him delay quality. Oh.
There's gonna be so many
secret. You're the shitty side character. That's why your name is OG.
Oh yeah, Secret is the shitty side character.
To be clear, hold on, I was bugging out. So which part was that? Which part did I bug out at? Just to be clear.
Yeah. You said God's logically necessary, so I just want the contradiction, buddy.
Wait, so hold on a second. I just explained to you a while ago where I think I bugged out, so I'm going to just re-explain again. Right. So it is not the case if to show a logical contradiction and God not existing for the show it is logically necessarily should that God exists, right?
Wait, you don't think... Hold on, I just want to get clear on something. You wait, hold on. You believe that
he's so scared.
For something to be logically necessary, there doesn't have to be a reliable formal contradiction.
He's so scared. He wants moderation. Look at the barbarian ape in the fuck up because getting blown the fuck out. And look at him, more interruptions from the barbarian ape. And just control himself. He just cannot control himself. I can hear the lack of confidence in your voice right now, Hyde. Listen up, Hyde.
Jesus Christ, Apollo.
what you're gonna do is basically go back in the so just for the recording, right? Since we have the new recording. I just want to mention a couple of things for this recording before I upload this shit, by the way. Right. So, they had to get some packets to disconnect my Wi-Fi and shit or whatever the fuck that is. Just lame Discord loser shit because you can't debate properly. Now, I made the claim in the previous recording that it is the case that apparently God is logically necessary. And so Hyde made a response. His response was simply that it is the case that I have to show, or rather, he asked me for a logical contradiction, to which I responded accurately by saying that you don't have to show a logical contradiction in something being false for it to demonstrate it being logically necessary. And another means by which you can do the exact same task is by just demonstrating why the proposition is directly derivable from the axioms of classical logic. But of course, the low IQ, intellectual, malnourished, cognitively inept, dumb fuck
Nice stutter,
was
by the
not
way.
even able to
Everyone who's gonna
understand. Was
psychoanalyze
not
me
even
stutter.
able to
Is that minus
understand.
one
Was not
rhetoric
even
point?
able to understand. Look at this guy. Oh, look at this guy. He
Look
thinks
at
he's
you
winning because
stuttering.
of one stutter. He thinks he's winning because of one stutter. We got the stutter police over here, guys. Oh no, I'm so scared. Anyways, to be clear on a couple of things, right? As I was talking about. Do you think for some
Go on.
reason
You
that's
have
a
my permission to
sufficient or
go on.
necessary condition? And he's still talking over me. He's so scared. Look at this guy. He's panicking right now. He's peeing his diapers because he knows
Jesus
for a
Christ,
fact
are
he
you
does
immune
not
to getting to
have
the
the
substance?
intelligence
So what I'm
whatsoever.
gonna do here is I'm
Don't
gonna ask
have
the
the
same
substance
question.
whatsoever. So while you're busy soaking your diapers, I'm going to keep on responding to your trash retarded objections, okay? So again, you don't have to show a logical contradiction in something being false for it to demonstrate to being logically necessary. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate why this is derivable from the axioms of classical logic to demonstrate why it would be correct that it is logically necessary. So do you want to keep on interrupting and aping out like a dumb fuck, or do you want to actually address the point I just made a while ago? Which one is it?
You stole my
Let's hear
joke.
the
What the
rhetorical posture he has.
I mean,
Let's
listen,
go.
I just want you to
Uh-huh.
engage linearly and not stutter and not make all these syntactic
Linearly,
blunders. And I
by
want
the
the
way.
contradiction, and I want you to not be as gullible because you unironically think somehow I'm DDoSing
It's
you.
invulnerable,
Jesus
by the
fucking
way.
Christ. And by the way, this guy somehow thinks that
You just
fucking
stumbled over your words,
taking
by the way.
away someone's perms will prevent them from DDoSing you. And Apollo, pausing
Are you
when you
done
speak
talking?
is not stumbling. Sorry, retard.
You
I
talk about
know
engaging. You're not even engaging right now. You're not even engaging right now. You're not even engaging right now.
Okay,
You're not
but
even
it's
engaging
fine.
right now.
Are you going to deliver
You're
the
not even
formal
engaging right
contradiction?
now.
Calm down. Are you going to deliver a formal contradiction? Yes or no?
I just
Jesus
told
fucking
you
Christ.
my response. The answer is no, because I don't have to
Okay,
show
so he's not
contradiction.
going to
It's
deliver
a
the
negation.
not be.
Do you remember the last point I mentioned in the conversation?
Even though that's
What
the analytic
was the last point I gave in this conversation?
Let's get
What was my
clear on your
response?
semantics of
What
what a
was my
logical
response?
contradiction is.
Hyde, what was my response to you asking me to show a contradiction? What is my response, retard?
Jesus Christ, you said you don't have to, but the
What
thing
is
is,
my
I just
response?
said that's
Okay,
an
so you
analytic group.
agree
It's
that it
like
would
you're
not be a
shadowboxing,
relevant point
alright? You just
necessarily.
shadowboxed here, and you tried to build
I
off that without
shadowboxed? How is that
letting me
shadowboxing?
clarify. But
How is that
anyways, that's
shadowboxing?
gonna be
How so?
analytic
How is that
truth, right?
shadowboxing? You're
So
just
now I will
avoiding
get
the issue.
clear
You just
on
want to
your semantics
pontificate
and
about
logical
random
assessment.
bullshit. You just want to pontificate about random bullshit and not explicate on your points. How is that shadowboxing? If I'm responding to your question by demonstrating as to why I'm not going to show a logical contradiction, but I'm going to do it in a different way, that would not be me shadowboxing. This be directly addressing your own question, to which you have acknowledged it is not necessarily the case that the show a contradiction. So again, how is that shadowboxing? Explain.
Listen, retard, you can shadowbox while
Listen,
on the camera.
retard. Listen,
Give a response to an argument.
I'm gonna respond. I just responded.
And as I said, that's an analytic truth.
I just
It's like
responded.
you're not even
I just responded,
comprehending that,
Hyde.
right? You're
Hyde
not
cockmouth. I
expressing
just
that, and
responded.
you're trying to
Mr.
psychoanalyze. But
Cockmouth, I
listen,
just
Apollo,
responded.
let's get clear on your semantics of what a
Mr.
logical
Polo,
necessity
Mr.
is.
Polo.
Apollo, what
I
is
just
a logical
responded.
necessity?
I just
Calm
responded.
down. What's a
I
logical
just
necessity,
responded, Hyde. What
Apollo?
was my response?
Yeah.
What was my
Anyways,
response, Hyde?
Apollo, what
What
is a
was my
logical
response, Hyde? Tell
necessity?
me. Tell me.
Apollo, in
How is that
the
a dodge?
beginning
Do you
of
know
my
what
sentence,
do you
I
know what a dodge
repeated back
is?
to you what you said. You said you didn't need to. I said it's an
Do you think
analytic
someone
truth,
not
and
showing a
now I'm
contradiction
on your
is
semantics of
indicative
a
of them
logical
dodging
necessity.
from
Apollo,
engaging on the
this doesn't make
actual
sense
relevant
when you're
points of the
not tracking,
conversation?
retard. You keep asking
I'm
the
not
same
tracking.
question about an
What
answer
point
to
am I
the
not
same
tracking,
response.
retard?
So now I'm gonna let
What
this
point am I
retard
not tracking,
respond.
retard? Tell me.
Jesus Christ, I've already said that. So
Jesus
now
Christ, that's not the point.
believe
Tell
the
me the point.
proposition
You're
that you're not
avoiding the
tracking.
issue.
I
You're
said,
avoiding the
listen,
issue. What's the
retard.
point? You're
Jesus
avoiding the
fucking
issue.
Christ. You're shadowboxing because I just said it's an
You're
analytic
avoiding the
truth,
issue.
right?
What's
So
the
you're not
point I did not track?
engaging with
What's
the
the point I did
dissertation
not track?
before
What's the
fucking
point I did
proposition.
not track? You notice how every single time this dumb fuck retard keeps us charged in the center of
Hold on, Apollo.
do not in any way whatsoever illustrate the point. I did not track because he knows for a fact he just spouting a whole bunch of word vomit, empty calorie rhetorical jabs with no substance behind it. I'm going to ask you one more time. Which point was I mistracking or fail, or did I fail rather to track in this conversation? Tell me what. Go for it. Go ahead.
I think I heard.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. Everyone else, calm down. But anyways, you mistracked
Everyone else, calm down.
the analytic truth, and I acted like I didn't give that response.
Stutter.
And you also,
You're stuttering right now, dude. What are you doing? Holy shit.
You also
You're stuttering, dude.
What I already said in the beginning.
I'm not gonna calm down. I'm gonna keep on laughing at you, dog. You're laughing at this point.
When I asked
You're just an object of mockery at this point, dude. This is crazy.
Paul, you don't look good right here. You're getting bitched on polls.
You're stumbling over your words again, dude. You're stumbling over your words again, dog. What's going on, retard? You're losing your confidence. You're losing your confidence, retard. Oh shit! Oh no, poor guy.
No.
Alright, guys, chill.
Actively losing fucking polls right now.
One at a time.
Can't play people off.
Alright. Hi, can you go real quick so I can hear your response, bro?
I mean, yeah, I just said that's going to be an analytic truth, and the reason why he's not tracking is because, again, engage with that, and I also asked what is his semantics of logical necessity, right? So, he's not responded to the first part, he's not answered my question. It's, like, abundantly clear that...
Oh. Alright,
Bro, who's playing Candy Crush in my ear, bro? Turn this shit off.
You getting muted? What's
I
happening?
can't believe you're all running away from the analytical.
I'm asking you to tell me the point you believe is an analytic fact, retard. Tell me.
Jesus fucking Christ. I just said the semantics of which I gave the fucking analytic truth. If you weren't a retard and you could track, you would know that.
What is the point?
Only fucking point I made. I don't know how you thought
he's
there
trying to
were
rhetorically posture so badly. He says, actually, tell me the point of this.
Get clear on what a logical necessity.
So are you going to actually tell us what the point is, or are you going to keep on running away from the question? If I ask the entire BC right now what point you're talking about, I promise you, no one will know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, stop trying to rhetorically posture. I'm going to start your sentences by saying, Jesus, just give me the point. Just give me the point. Look at the response stepping into the voice call, dog. Like, look at you, bro. Just mad about this. So tell me what the point was, dude. What was the point? I know. Response. Shut up. Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid.
No.
Kid, shut up.
No.
Okay, so back to Hyde. You can unmute yourself, by the way. What point do you believe is an analytic fact? Tell me.
Jesus Christ. So, Paulo, I want to start off with analysis, right? Because you look bad here, also trying to point out a stutter, which wasn't a stutter. It was just me reiterating.
I'm mocking you right now for your stutters because you're originally doing the same thing, retard. Yeah, that's called hypocrisy right there.
Having a P and not P, a formal contradiction from, you know, the proposition being logically necessary is analytically true. And I want to be clear, if you deny that, then I want to get clear on the semantics of what
no one is denying that, you retard. The point I'm making is I don't have to demonstrate to be logically necessary.
Jesus Christ, I know that I said yes, you do because
someone can demonstrate. Wait, you're not tracking. You're not tracking. Of course, it is the case, retard. That it would be the case if something is logically necessary. There's a formal logical contradiction from denying the proposition. However, it does not automatically mean that the only means by which you can demonstrate something to be logically necessary is by showing the contradiction. I can use a different means of showing that it is logically necessary, which would entail there being a logical contradiction. Right? So even if it is the case that it is analytically true, my point is not about the analytic nature of that given proposition. My point is about the epistemological approach towards demonstrating that proposition. But of course, you would not even understand this because you're a dumb fuck, low-IQ, dunderhead, dipshit, knucklehead loser who can't even track conversations, who can't think for shit, who lacks the situational awareness and the critical thinking skills to grasp the fucking facts, the rhetorically plowed and mauled.
Psychoanalyzation.
One more time. You would ask me one more time. Every single time he starts his sentence by saying, Jesus fucking Christ, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, dude, we don't care about your little freaking moaning session, dude. Just give an actual response. Again, do you actually have an objection to my point regarding it not being necessarily the case that I show a logical contradiction directly epistemologically speaking? Yes or no? Do you have an objection?
I might be a retard. Listen, Apollo, I was going in and I was expressing it, but you kind of muted me mid-conversation.
He's not even giving a response to this point. It's embarrassing.
Go on, but you keep trying to talk. But anyways, as I was saying, after all that Anyways,
I'm
after
waiting for the
all
objection, dude. I'm waiting for the
Jesus Christ,
objection.
as
Do you grant
soon
my
as I
point?
speak, this guy
Do you
goes
concede to
back
the points I just
to
mentioned?
talking. Anyways, as I was
Do you
saying,
concede to the points I just
so
mentioned?
first I'm gonna point out, yeah, Tron, can you just mute this guy? Like I thought we had a
Do you
moderator for
concede to the
Wait,
points
chill.
I just mentioned?
this
Wait, hold
fucking-
on, bro. Let him respond
Oh
real
my
quick, bro.
god, this is so bad.
Oh my
He can
god, this
only
is
be
so
rhetorical when I'm
bad.
server muted. But I'm just gonna go ahead. Listen, after all that rambling, you agree that you can express, a proposition being logically necessary from there being a formal contradiction. So let's just do that. And second of all, you said, "Oh, I'm not talking about the analyticity of the thing." What does it mean to not talk about the analyticity of a thing when you're talking about it? That's completely incoherent. So now I want you to elaborate on that, and I also want you to elaborate on the other means in which a proposition can be logically necessary.
Go ahead.
So, anyways, you're like, what does it mean to not talk about the analyticity? What it means is to talk about something which is not about the analyticity, retard. Like, for example, talking about epistemology, talking about how you justify a claim, or talking about maybe something mapping onto reality, but in a synthetic fashion, right? That's two means by which you can actually talk about something which is not about analyticity. So there you go, retard. Free lecturing session right there. Now, the other part specifically, right? If you're going to ask me to demonstrate the logical formal contradiction, right? That's you basically confining me to prove my claim with a particular approach. I'm telling you, I don't have to go about that approach. I can use it in a different way. I can prove my claim through a different means, which is just as effective as the approach you're forcing me to prove my claim by. And you had an issue with that. You had an objection towards that. Then afterwards, you got schooled on that point specifically regarding you not having to demonstrate the claim by doing such. So if you're agreeing with the claim, that I can demonstrate the claim that it is logically necessary without showing the direct P and not P, you dumb fucking illiterate ape, then clearly it would be the case that you'd have no sort of reason to say that I'm dodging your question or I'm not engaging if I'm willing to engage and prove my claim but through a different means by which you have an issue with. Go for the response, dude. And by the way,
Yeah, there was a lot there, and just calm down. There was a lot
just
there,
calm
and none
down
of that
there.
was
Just
of
calm down there.
substance.
Just calm
But
down there.
as I was saying,
Calm down there.
first off, I'm gonna point this out, right? I asked what are the other means for something to be logically necessary, and he just didn't answer that question at all. So now I'll address what he said. He said, okay, well, to not talk about the analyticity of something, the type of thing which we're talking about, is you can speak about it in a synthetic manner. That's not informative. I grant that you can speak synthetically. I'm saying if you're going to invoke the subject, obviously you're going to invoke the analyticity of the subject. Take notes, Apollo. That's also going to be analytically true, you retard. Okay?
Are you done? Okay, got you. So just
Yeah,
to be
I'm
clear on a
pretty done.
couple of
When
things, I'm not
people
sure if you're
stop
rage
speaking, they're
baiting,
done.
or I'm
Retard,
not
go
sure if you're
ahead.
rage baiting. I'm not sure if you're rage baiting or just genuinely this retarded. But I'm not talking about the other means by which something is logically necessary. I'm talking about the other means by demonstrating, and I repeat, by demonstrating as to why something is logically necessary. And so, with that being said, that means by demonstrating something being logically necessary would necessitate that thing being contradictory if you were to deny that proposition. So again, this is why I specified on numerous different occasions repeatedly that I was talking about epistemological approaches, not conceptual conditions for something being logically necessary. Of course, we both agree, and by we I'm talking about both me and you, we both agree on the proposition that if something is logically necessary, then obviously it would be the case that there's a logical formal contradiction in denying that proposition. However, what I'm telling you here, which you've not been able to wrap your pea-sized brain around because you're fucking retarded. Okay, what I'm telling you the entire time is simply that you can demonstrate something being logically necessary without even talking about what the formal logical contradiction would be. You can demonstrate it by showing why that proposition is directly derivable from the axioms of classical logic, which, by the way, would entail that there's a logical contradiction in denying the proposition. So, in other words, you have failed in any way whatsoever to respond to that point. You thought I was
First
talking
nigga,
about other means by which something is logically necessary without there being a contradiction in denying the proposition. I'm not saying there's any possible case scenario in which something is logically necessary where there's no contradiction in denying the proposition. I'm telling you here repeatedly that you can show why something is logically necessary by not demonstrating the contradiction, but by showing as to why it is demonstrably true, given the axioms of classical logic. It's not that difficult, Hyde Talkmouth. Try the conversation.
That's literally the same thing.
Okay,
Why is
anyways.
this other guy piping up?
Wait,
You're
just
not a
stop.
part of the conversation. What are you talking about, dude?
Notice why you didn't answer the analyticity point. But anyways, you know,
I
I
just
know
did.
that you said Jesus Christ. This guy
He's so retarded.
like he's just a dodger, right? But
He's
anyways,
stuttered right now
Apollo,
too.
listen, I want the Jesus Christ, this guy's a retard. Listen, I brought up analyticity because I said it's analytically true that for something to be logically necessary, there needs to be a contradiction in it being not. But you just shadowbox that. But anyways, I also asked for the other means in which something can be a logical necessity, and you said for it to be demonstratable by the axioms of classical
Demonstrable, retard,
logic.
not
I want to
demonstratable.
know
Those
what
are the
that means.
words.
I want to have a reduction on that, okay? But listen, Apollo, Jesus Christ, this guy is like a filibuster,
Take
okay?
your time.
He won't answer my question, and he'll just
Focusing on
talk
me laughing.
infinitely.
Just give your
So
point.
Apollo, cut down on the filibustering, and next time, you know, just answer me in a clear and succinct manner. But just to catch you up, because I know you're not going to track any of this, I want a semantic reduction on what it means for something to be demonstratable, given the classical axioms of classical logic. You fucking retard.
Given the classical axiom
There was no
of
stutter, by the way.
classical
But
logic,
listen,
retard.
Apollo, just stop
I'm not saying
filibustering
that's a
and go
stutter. What are
ahead
you
and
doing?
answer the
Just
verdicts that are
relax,
on you,
dude.
retard.
Pipe down, monkey. Just relax. Take a breather. I'm mocking you taking deep breaths, not you stuttering. But you were stuttering before that.
Okay, so it's gonna be just making
Okay.
retard not knowing how to properly speak.
Look
And
at
listen,
My name is
Apollo,
Hyde
if you're
Cake.
gonna
My
complain
name is
about
Hyde
me speaking
Cockmouth,
while
and
you're speaking,
all
it's
I
because
do
you're
is
not
try to be
getting
like
to the
Apollo
substance.
and be
You're
rhetorical,
dastardly
even not rhetorical.
filibustering.
Yeah,
It's
shut
being a
up,
weak
dude.
guy.
Shut up,
By the
kid.
way,
I'm
just
still
guys,
talking. Yeah,
you're
your
gonna make
dad
a
is
comment on
talking
my
right.
username
And look at him.
because
Look at
your
him. Look
wife's
at him
name
right
is
now. It's
Malik Guy.
crazy.
But
You
go
know the
ahead.
reason I'm mocking you for your stutters, Hyde, is because you're doing the same thing originally, and you're lying about it. You're crying about it like right now. But anyways, just to address the points you're
Jesus
talking
Christ,
about.
just get to the substance.
You
Stop
said
filibustering.
demonstratable. You said demonstratable, which is so retarded. It's demonstrable, by the way, just to be clear.
Wow,
But
wow.
about the
Anyways,
other
are you gonna
points
answer
you
the
mentioned,
question? Or are
oh,
you
look
gonna
at this
deliver the
guy, he's so
semantic reduction
scared.
or not? Listen,
Ah,
Apollo,
poor
it's either the
guy,
case that
so
you
scared.
or you aren't gonna deliver the
Oh,
semantic
poor
reduction for what I
guy,
asked for.
so
So go
scared.
ahead and
Poor
give the
guy,
semantic
so
reduction,
scared.
retard.
Poor little kid who's so scared. Look at this guy, so he's so scared.
Did
So,
anyone think
anyways,
that was
the
rhetorical? Hold on, let me make another poke of this out of respect.
Did anyone think it
Is
was rhetorical?
Apollo
Did anyone think it was
rhetorical?
rhetorical?
are you done? The rhetorical
Yes.
grandstanding is becoming lame, Hyde.
No.
We're becoming tired and exhausted of your continuous attempts to be rhetorically dominant when really and truly you aren't. You're trash at this. You're dog piss at this. Just relax. You're
All right,
switch
all
at
right,
this.
all right. Chill out,
Yeah.
guys.
So, anyways, the point
Yeah.
I'm gonna make now. The point I'm gonna make now is simple, right? Now, when you're gonna be talking about me not responding to the analytics,
He did not respond to the analyticity, Apollo.
I did. My response is quite literally me acknowledging the analyticity of a logically necessary proposition being the type of thing which would entail a logical contradiction behind that proposition. I acknowledge this. I've responded to this on numerous occasions. So for to tell the audience that I did not address your point is just another sign of your dishonest, scumbag, trash rhetoric. Okay, so I've acknowledged that point and I've moved on from that by demonstrating as to why when you're asking me, right, and you're trying to put like a gun to my head and be like, oh, show the contradiction now, or you're fucked in this conversation. No, I don't have to show the logical contradiction. I can demonstrate why the proposition that it is logically necessarily true is going to be something which is a true proposition without even showing the contradiction. And that means by demonstrating the proposition, evidentially speaking, will still be just as effective as demonstrating the contradiction. Again, you are not able to track that. And when I've
You're
told you, I'm
filibustering
going
right
to
now.
show, I'm going to
all
show
you
why
have to
this is
say? You're
logically
filibustering.
necessary. I'm going to show why this is logically necessary. And the barbarian ape is still talking over me again. That's crazy, right? And I told you that I'm going to show the logical contradiction, or sorry, show why it's logically necessary, I should say, without showing the contradiction. You accused me of dodging. You accused me of being the type of person who's not even engaging on the point. I'm engaging. I'm willing to prove my claim to you. I'm just telling you that I don't have to prove my claim in the way you want me to, because basically I have an equal effective means of demonstrating my claim to be correct without showing the formal contradiction in the negation of the proposition. So are you willing to engage in that equally effective type of evidence for the proposition, or are you going to keep on trying to force me to prove the claims you want me to try to get a frame control of a conversation you're getting pissed on badly at? Which one is it? Pick a
This
struggle,
guy
Hyde,
just
make it mine.
filibustered for like 20 minutes
This guy
straight
just
and said
filibustered
nothing
for
of
like 20
substance. In fact,
minutes.
all he did is he
He's so
conceded,
bad at
right?
this stuff.
So he agreed that the analyticity of something being a logical necessity is that there's going to be a formal contradiction, yet he's not going to give it. This is a dodge. And notice how he didn't give the semantic semantic reduction for what I asked, and that's all I'm gonna say because I don't need a filibuster like Apollo. Okay, I actually get to the substance. Type 1 if Apollo has gotten to the substance at all. Go ahead.
Before I respond to the point you just made, I have a genuine question.
Damn.
You actually think you're winning this shit right now? Yes or no?
I mean, we can let polls decide that. Apollo, are you ready to engage?
You can't even confidently respond to that yes or no
Wow,
question.
wow. It's almost like that was
So to respond to your
rhetorical
substance, to
answer.
respond to your
It's
substance.
okay, Apollo. It's okay. I know you weren't born
Just
with
a
the
couple of
cognitive
things.
abilities
Look
to
at this guy,
crack.
just crying.
Okay,
Just crying.
this guy's
All he can
stalling.
do is just cry. He just can just cry, man. He just has a whole bunch
This
of
guy's
hair.
stalling. This guy's
Blowing down
stalling.
his chubby cheeks. It's crazy, man. You know,
He's
so just a
stalling.
couple of things. Just a couple of things, you know. So I'm glad he was unable to demonstrate, or rather to object to the point I made regarding the lack of necessity of showing why something is logically necessary by showing the formal contradiction and the negation. I'm glad he acknowledged this. So with that being said, because he has not given any objections at this point, I'll take it to be the case that he's not retarded enough to disagree with that point. He concedes in the point that you can demonstrate the claim it is logically necessary without showing a contradiction and the negation. I'm just going to ask him a yes or no question and give him a couple of tries and see if he's going to keep on dodging or give me yes or no. Yes or no, do you concede the proposition? Do you agree with the proposition that you can show and demonstrate why something is logically necessary without showing a contradiction and the negation? Yes or no?
This guy muted me to ask me a yes or no question, but
Of course I did. So just respond to my question. Yes or no?
why is he trying to steamroll? He can't actually engage. But listen,
Yes or
Apollo,
no?
I'm going.
Yes or no? I want to know if you agree or disagree with the point. If you don't agree with the point, you can
Chill,
debate the point.
chill.
If not, we don't have to touch this point again, right? So I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to ask you one more time. Yes or no? Do you acknowledge that you can show something to be logically necessary without showing the contradiction? Just want to see if you agree or disagree with the points before we debate on this point. I don't want to waste my time talking about
I'm
something.
just gonna answer this question, right? And listen, Apollo, you're not tracking right now because one.
Yeah, so the rhetorical jabs, these like scripted.
Jesus
Chill,
Christ, that
bro.
retard actually thought he was gonna permanent abuse me. But listen, he agreed that what I said was analytically true. And listen, I asked for a semantic reduction on the other types of ways something can be a logical necessity, and he has yet to give that, which is why I'm not answering the question. But in order to dodge, like the sophist he is, he keeps muting me. And type 1 if you're aware of that in the chat, okay? Jesus Christ. And he actually
Just give me a yes or no before we debate on the point. Yes or no, do you agree or disagree with the claim I made previously regarding you being able to show a you being able to show something is logically necessary without showing a contradiction in the negation? Do you agree or disagree?
I said I need a semantic reduction of that, and I also said you conceded that it's analytically
So
true.
you don't know. So to be clear, it's neither yes nor no. To be clear, you just want the semantic reduction, correct?
Jesus Christ, yes. Are you going to provide the semantic
Okay,
reduction
got you.
now?
So here's the semantic reduction. The semantic reduction is simply, I am telling you here that you can prove the claim that proposition X is logically necessary, and the proof for that proposition does not involve me saying a P and not P from the negation of that proposition. Do you agree with that possibility in principle?
Dude, okay, you invoked
I
what you
just
were
gave a
saying
semantic
in the
reduction.
semantic
Give a yes or no,
reduction.
please,
Oh
and
my
thank you.
god. This guy, okay, anyways.
Oh my god, this guy.
You can give
Yes or no, Hyde? Yes or no? Just respond to
Damn,
the fucking
bro.
Respond to the fucking point.
God
I'm not wasting my
damn.
time with this shit, dog.
Chill.
Respond to the point, dog. It's not that hard.
Does Apollo wanna engage?
He's like now going off on the dumb fuck derail points on does Apollo this, does Apollo that, and you would not actually talk about the debate point itself. We're here talking about logical contradictions. We're here talking about logic, and this guy's response is, does Apollo have that? Like, dude, you're talking about me as a person instead of talking about the points at hand because you're so fucking inept. You can't even stay on track. You have the IQ span, or IQ gap rather, or points of the average TikToker who does not have the attention span to stay on one fucking point without derailing. I'm going to ask you again, dog. Do you have a point which would be in disagreement with my claim given the semantic reduction I've just provided in this conversation? Yes or no?
I just said that wasn't a proper semantic reduction. And also, I want to point out
How is it not a
when
proper
you were
semantic reduction?
semantically reducing that for a logical necessity, now you're committed to that being analytically true and what I'm saying being analytically true. So now you have somehow that, you know, for a logical necessity, it's analytically true that there is a contradiction, and then the negation of that. Jesus Christ, you're so horrible. And you didn't even give a proper semantic reduction. Listen, Apollo, what I'm asking for the semantic reduction for
That's
is
so
what it means
autistic.
for something to be demonstrably true given the classical axioms of logic. Okay? Okay.
Meaning that the probability of that proposition being true, given the classical axioms of the axioms of classical
Nice
logic,
stutter.
would be 1.
Okay. And what does that mean?
You don't know what conditional probability is?
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, normally when people talk about logical necessity, they're not invoking things such as probability, retard, but it's okay, Apollo.
What?
We understand
What?
that you have to go on idiosyncratic rant
Where
and
does this guy
dodge.
get this
But
from?
listen, wait,
Wait,
just
hold on.
calm down,
Wait,
just
hold
calm
on.
down, just
You
calm
think
down.
it is the case?
No,
You think it is the
dodging,
case
keep
that when
dodging,
someone
keep
is saying
dodging,
something
keep
is
dodging,
logically
keep
necessary, they're not
dodging,
talking about
keep
certainty?
dodging. Get out my VC retard. But anyways, he also agreed that the analyticity of a logical necessity is to have a formal contradiction, and then he agreed on the negation of that. This guy signed off on a P and not P in real time. Apollo, are you gonna address how you signed off on the P and not P, or are you gonna keep fucking dodging?
You think it is the case when someone is
Damn.
talking about something being logically necessary, you're not saying it's logically certain? You're not saying it's a certainty? You think so?
Jesus Christ, Apollo.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
fucking
if you
wrong. You're
wait.
retarded.
I'm
When
not.
someone is saying something is
I'm not.
logically necessary, they're
Listen,
saying it's
Apollo, you asked me a
impossible
question,
for it
and
to
then
be
you
the
start
case.
filibustering
So if
after.
they're
But
saying it's
anyways,
impossible
are
for it
you
to
gonna
be, sorry,
address?
they're saying it's
Are you gonna
impossible
give
for it
the
to not be
proper
the case. If they're
semantic
making this
reduction, or
claim,
are you
then
gonna
obviously
address
they're
how you
indexed
just
to
contradicted
probability. What are
yourself?
you
Okay,
talking
you
about?
delivered
What
to
are you
me a
talking about, dude?
performative contradiction and a formal contradiction. You somehow
Dog, you don't even know
contradict
what point you're
yourself
even on
in
right now. You forgot the point
every
you're
way you
even on
can
right now.
contradict
You
yourself.
forgot the
So
point you're even
just
on right
to
now,
run the
dude.
VC back through, just to run the VC back
This is like the
through, Apollo
17th
conceded
blunder on your end, and you're still
that a
going. You're
logical
still going, bro.
necessity
Just counting out
has
the
a
blunders.
formal contradiction
Hyde,
being
are you done spurring it
analytically
out?
true, and then signed
He's
off on the
spurring it.
negation of that.
He's spurring it out. Dude,
You
you
think that's
cannot make the
okay?
retarded claim. You can't make the retarded claim
Mood
that when someone is
spurging,
talking about logical necessity, they're not talking about probability. That's
Apollo.
fucking stupid. That's a dumb claim because
Alright,
guess what? If you're gonna
everyone vote on
say
the
that
poll.
something is logically necessarily true, then you're agreeing that there's an absence of possibility of the negation being true, which is going to be a probabilistic assertion because you'd be saying the probability of the negation being true is 0%, and the probability of the affirmation being true is 100%. So that would be you talking about probability. Of course, probability is going to be baked in to any claim about modality because probability is the quantification of possibilities, you dumb fucking loser. So that was just the wrong, idiotic, preposterous, atrocious point. Now, do you have any other points you want to embarrass yourself on the conversation?
So, first off, Apollo, are you able to provide the semantic reduction, and are you gonna acknowledge how you contradicted yourself? And if you're
How
not
is that
aware,
not a
because
proper
you can't
semantic reduction?
track, I'm just gonna catch you up on that,
You
right?
can't
So
track.
first, you agreed, you conceded that the analyticity of a logical necessity is to have a formal contradiction, and you signed off on the negation of that, retard. And watch this guy be unaware of how he signed off of both of them and
Boo,
ask when.
boo.
He's just not tracking. He
Oh,
has
you're not
lost the
okay. We
plot,
can
guys.
conclude. Yeah,
He
Apollo, we
has
can
lost the
conclude,
plot,
retard.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Apollo,
so
we can
no one is
conclude, retard.
disagreeing. No one is disagreeing. You fucking
The denial is
retard. No
still
one is
looking.
disagreeing.
Negation, right? And analytic truth are obviously going to be a necessary condition, and he signs off on the negation of that. This guy
Yo,
is
gay
so
ass son.
horrible. This guy is
He's so terrible
literally
at
a
this stuff.
retard.
He's
But
just
listen,
spazzing out.
Apollo, it's
Bro,
fine. You
we're
conceded
mocking you in the
it.
chat
It's fine.
right
You
now.
clocked
Why is
out
he
in the conversation.
hyperventilating?
It's fine. It's fine.
You're
Do
kicking me from the
you
voice
wait?
call
Just
too.
calm down. Just calm down. Do you want to conclude,
You're
retard?
telling me to calm down. We're telling you to
Yes,
calm down. Look
you
at the
need to
chats
calm
right now. You're
down.
spazzing
You
out, you
need to calm
retard.
down, retard.
We're mocking you right now.
You
You're so
can conclude.
trash at this
That was
stuff.
a yes or no question, by the way. Do you want to
Yes or
conclude?
no? You haven't responded to
Jesus
my
Christ, this guy's
question.
trying
What
to
are you
manifest
talking about,
stutters.
dude?
All right, retard, gonna get
And kicking the
Yeah,
bot or like
this
doing the thing with the bot.
destruction
It's
is
so
hacking
funny.
you, and he's kicking. Yeah, he's hacking you and kicking the bot, bro.
hacking you. All right, Apollo, do you want to give your conclusion first?
There's no points and conclusions if the recording got kicked. There's no
No,
point.
It's
no, no.
here,
Like,
bro.
oh my god. No, I mean like they stop. Okay, anyways, but Apollo just conclude.
What the fuck?
That
What's
scared
wrong,
me. But
bro? Is
anyways,
that
Apollo, bro,
Ghost?
just give the conclusion. Just give the conclusion, bro.
You're proposing conclusions. You give it first.
Yeah, so my conclusion in this debate is first that Apollo has failed to give any proper semantic reduction. And notice how he asked, oh, how was it a non-proper semantic reduction when I said explicitly that he was using term circles, okay?
Bro, this
So
one
the
is so bad,
retard
bro.
didn't even track any speaking during my conclusion. Jesus Christ. But anyways, as I was saying, and not only that, he contradicted himself both performally and formally. Okay, I don't know how you do that, but first off, he signed off on for any logical necessity that there is a formal contradiction, and he signed off on the negation of there is not that. Okay, so retard. I don't know if you know this, but I did it. I did state this to the crowd and to him explicitly
What the
multiple times that
fuck?
analytic truths are going to be necessary conditions for the fucking subject, and that's also why I said it's incoherent to talk about the analyticity of a thing. Okay, when you're saying you're not talking about the analyticity when the analyticity is the thing in hand. Okay, now Apollo, you can go ahead and conclude. You can go ahead and revise history. Okay, Hyde can become the next Arianis, the best debater ever, the same guy who crushed you, and you can go ahead and try to revise history. You fucking dunderhead. But go ahead.
Oh,